Hello there, this is Devan, your financial literacy plug. Today we're looking at baking. So many of us have baking skills and these could be monetized. I have spoken to a young man who's been in the business for 20 years, Onoja Okpe. He's one of the best, not just in Abuja, but also Benue State. He gives us some extra insight into what it takes to be successful in the bakery business today and the reason why everything requires great commitment for success to follow. Erosa.
Good morning.
Erosa himself.
You're welcome.
What's up?
I'm fine.
Busy as usual, but
So,
it's always better to be busy.
yeah.
So what's up? What are you doing today?
I'm trying to finish up a fondant cake.
Okay.
Yeah, just trying to create the details on the cake right now. Yes.
Things have been so expensive lately with everything to do with cakes, baking, and all of that. What's going on? Like my favorite bread right now is 1,000 naira.
When you go to the market, the price changes. Like, it happens almost every week, so we really don't know what's actually happening. But we are at the end that we can't actually make complaints that will get there. So we're just buying it at the prices that we're being offered. Everything we're using to bake right now is very, very expensive, so it's really difficult. But we're managing it.
Wow. So how would you say that that has affected the business?
It has, because the country is actually suffering from a lot, and then the income from the customers, they are always complaining, because at the end of the day, when you buy these things very expensive, you can't actually increase the prices of the finished products.
Yeah.
Because when you do so, the cost implication is actually going to be on
The customer, right?
yes, it's going to be on the customer, and you're having so many complaints. So the fact is, the output has reduced, and at the same time, the patronage also has reduced, because a lot of people will feel, instead of spending so much on cake,
Yeah.
why not get something else, or why not avoid the party at all? So
Wow.
it's really bad. It has reduced our production.
Okay, now let's go back. Now, the main reason I'm here today, as somebody in the baking business, if you were to advise somebody who wants to come into this sector, what would you say?
Okay, well, first off, it has to be the interest. It
Yeah.
has to be something you love. That's very important, because when you start up, it's really going to be rough. Even though you have maybe a little capital to get the few things you need, the patronage is going to be slow. So the expectation you're going to get, it's not going to be all rosy. But if there is no interest, you can't keep up. And the business is something that grows, because it has to do with referrals. You do this for this person, it's nice, I get to tell someone else. So it's a gradual process. So something you need to take time and learn properly, because it's very important that what you're giving out also is of good quality.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where we get the referrals, and then the business will grow gradually. So the main thing there is just for you to love the job, because it is very stressful.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been baking for 20 years.
Whoa. So at what age did you start?
I started at the age of 10.
Okay. So am I to assume that maybe your mother used to do a lot of baking,
yes,
and you were her baking assistant
yes,
or something?
yes.
Because I can't imagine how else somebody would start baking that
Yes.
young. Okay,
My mom
so
bakes,
so
yes.
your mom was the person that kind of pushed you in that direction.
Yes.
But you're a guy. Why didn't that put you off? There's always this thing that anything around the kitchen is for girls, and you have sisters. So,
Well, the thing is, I had this love for creating
okay.
things. So, while I was baking with my mom, it was basically, then we call it Queen's cake. Now it's cupcakes. It was basically Queen's cake then, we just bake without decorations.
Okay.
So, while I was growing up, when I go to events, I see cakes being baked, and then I'm not really, I don't get satisfied with the designs I see.
Okay.
So I had this feeling that why not do something different? But yes, it was just hidden. It was there until 2010. After I was done with my secondary school, I wrote my first JAM and I applied to get admission in university. I didn't get it. Yes, my grades were good, but I didn't get it. So when I go back to Makodi, I was idle. So I picked up that challenge to start out. A friend of mine had a birthday party, needed a cake, and I was like, I could do this. I know how to bake, so I could do this. I could decorate this. That's how I started. I went to the market, I got the things I needed. I asked the guy saying, what do I need to get to do the decoration? Can you direct me? Have you baked before? He said, no, but this is what they get, this is what they get. So I got it and I just tried. I tried, it didn't really work out well. So the next time when I got there, he said, why not get this CD? So he sold a CD, the compact disc to me.
A DVD?
Yes, that had a video.
It was an instructional, DVD on baking?
Yes, on baking. Very short.
Okay.
Just brief idea on how to mix buttercream, how to mix fondant, how to mix royal item. That was the beginning.
You've been doing this for 20 years now.
Yes.
What has your journey been like?
When I started, I was just like a helper. My mom was doing the job, I was looking at it. But from that 2010, when I started working on my own, trying to earn a living and trying to be busy, it was actually very slow because first you have to make people trust you.
Yeah.
You need to trust you with their events because they are celebrating. You need a lot of pictures, so the cake has to look good. The journey wasn't easy at first, but because of my quest for knowledge, I really wanted to learn so much about baking. So I had to do a lot of research. Now, the next problem I had was the capital to get most of the equipment I would need to bake. But luckily enough, I had someone who supported me, my eldest sister. She supported me. In fact, all my siblings supported me, and we started it very, very small. We're all working together, and we built it from scratch. We started building it gradually, and we got to where we are right now. But it was actually challenging.
And where are you right now?
Well, I would say at this point, I have learned a lot. I'm giving out great designs, but we're not where we want to be yet, because the dream is to have a branch in every state in Nigeria. That's the dream, and that's why we have a branch right now in Abuja. We have one branch in Makodi, and we have another one in Abuja. So our dream is to have a branch all around the nation.
What's the good part of the business?
Well, it's actually lucrative.
Okay.
It's a good business. Yes, it has a lot of stressful part where you have to do a lot of design, especially when you're working on cakes that are not just normal designs. It's stressful, but you get paid for the stress. You get paid for the stress. So it's actually a good business that could take care of basically all things you need if you're doing it well and if you have the required publicity.
Okay.
Yes, to get to that point. Yeah.
How do you make business move? You're this person, you bake well, you do your decoration well, but how do you get the customers into the door?
First things, the most important thing is discipline.
Okay.
Yes, because it has to do with trust. If I ask you to make a cake for me and I want to pick it up by 10 a.m., if I come by 10 a.m. and I get it, you've built a trust. Now, how can you get it done by 10 a.m.? You need to be disciplined, because this takes a lot of time. It does take a lot of time. So if you're disciplined enough, you can work with time. And you know it's very important to work with time. You can work with time. That will give them trust. And then also trying to pay so much details to quality. It's not all about the money. You need to put in pride. Because when someone tests your cake, the person should be like, oh wow, this is nice. Not just getting it out there and getting the money. So once you've won that trust, Mr. A is going to tell Mr. B. Mr. B is going to tell Mr. C. And then another thing is, if you want the business to grow, you should be able to say, we have a country where we get adverts for SMEs every day and grants and all. But we in the business, we actually don't get it.
Okay, what do you mean by you are not, you see all these adverts, all these grants by federal government, but you have difficulty getting them?
Yes.
Why? What happens?
We always apply for them. Now, the funniest thing is you get to this point, you apply for them. Normally, it's supposed to be a program whereby you come to a center, see what's actually going on, see how the business is growing,
Yeah.
get to see the records of what the business is doing, if the loan will actually improve the business and it's a loan that can be payable.
Yeah.
But you don't get that. You just apply and then maybe at the end of the day you're not even called, which it just gets to the dead end. So if you're not disciplined enough to save, because you need to save, if you're using a small mixer today, when you have 10 customers, when it becomes 20, that mixer will not be able to keep up.
Yeah.
So saving is very important. That's why I use that keyword, discipline. Because if you're not disciplined, you can't save. When someone pays for a cake, you just blow it off. So
Wow.
that's it.
So you've mentioned that it's difficult to get grants from federal government, despite the fact that in the papers and everywhere it's. What else do you do to try and build this business up? Like, for instance, do you take in students?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes. I do a lot of training.
What skill specifically are you learning?
I'm actually doing the master class here. Yes, I came here to upgrade my skills. I actually had learned how to bake somewhere else. Yes, so but I didn't know how to do the whole wedding cake, and things really come out newly every time. So I didn't know how to do the modern designs. That's why I had to come here for the master class. I'm actually satisfied. He's really, really good. So, and I'm actually proud of myself because the things I didn't know how to do, I can actually do them now, and I can say I'm actually better off than the way I used to be.
Funny enough, I started training for free.
Wow.
Yes, I started training for free.
Why?
Because what I see out there wasn't really good enough in most occasions I go to. So when I had people that were interested, I was like, okay, let me train you for free. We could work together. It was kind of lonely because sometimes I'll be in the workshop alone. I'll have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So I started training free. But I noticed that most people don't take it seriously when you're
When
training
it's
them
free.
for free. Yes. So that's when I started training, and there was a fee attached to it, and it grew. I've trained more than 500 students.
Well, over a span of how long?
Over a span of 8 years, because I started training in 2012.
Okay.
Yes.
You said that your vision for your bakery is to go nationwide.
Yes.
What about you as an individual?
I want to learn more. I'll never stop learning. I want to learn more. I want to be able to do things that are out of the ordinary. I want to get trainings from places outside my immediate reach. Yes, so I really want to advance in this craft.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I can actually get to that point and be happy about it. Not necessarily because of the money. Like I said, I love creating things, so I just want to be out there and create exceptional designs. That's just it.
Okay, that's great. Now, how long does it take for a typical trainee who doesn't know anything about baking to go from zero knowledge to at least baking and decorating, making a simple design on a cake?
At least a month.
At least a month. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say to maybe young graduates who are looking for work?
Try to do something you love. It's very important. The love is very important. Like I said, I've trained more than 500 persons. They are not all baking. Yes, because some people come to the training because they were asked to. So you have to do something you love. Once you pick up any craft you love, yes, your body is going to feel stressed when you're doing it. But when that love is there, the stress is reduced. You do it with ease because you're happy with the end product. And then there are a lot of ASU strikes and all that going on right now. I started baking when I was not in university professionally, when I started baking for people, because I got into university 2011, and then I was studying engineering, but I had to still keep up with my baking. And I don't regret it, because right now I'm out here baking and I'm doing well for myself. So it's something you need to pick up. You can pick it. But the funniest thing is, not everyone is actually ready to do that right now. But the advice is they need to pick up something. You don't need to be forced to learn something. Look out with all the crafts you have around, the one you feel you love, something you feel you can do and get it right. It takes time. It takes time for you to move from one point to another. We need to go back. Go back. When I mean go back to the family, the nuclear family where it starts from. It's very, very important. Right now in Benue State, I've been out there working for years. I've not had any youth, a guy like me, that walked up to me, Erusa, I want to learn how to bake. I've not gotten one.
So the people you've trained, it's their parents that bring them.
Yes, 90%. Parents bring them, or they are coming because they're asked to. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to look at someone who is coming not because I have the money to pay. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. Someone who really wants to learn. Especially for guys, because I'm a guy. I know maybe we'll have guys around that would like want to. I've not really gotten that interest, because everybody is looking at it that if I start baking today, I need customer A, I need customer B, I need years to make money.
I need years to make money in anything.
Yes. But right now the trend is they're not looking at it that way anymore. They think it's very, very easy, so they are not ready to go back. So we need to push them, make them understand that it takes a gradual process for you to move to from step 0 to 1 or 2.
If you found that content useful, like, share, comment, and make sure you join us again next week when we'll bring you yet another insightful look at small business, financial literacy, and investment opportunities.